What's up, y'all? It's your boy SSI Native, and for today's video I'm going to be explaining why my car is on jack stands. And if you guessed, it's the transmission. Here's the bad one. Right here is where it broke from the inside. This is where you connect the shifter to, and well, you can't move it anymore. It's stuck in third gear. That's where it got stuck in and wouldn't work anymore. Everything else worked. I could drive the car, but I'd have to start in third. And here's the new one. As you can see, so it's supposed to be. You can hear it going in and out of gear. This one, you can't move at all. So, took this one out not too long ago, probably a few days ago. This other one is going in hopefully tomorrow. It's been a while since I've been able to drive my car, and it sucked, honestly. I mean, imagine having your car just sitting in your front yard or my driveway for it's been like almost 2 months now. I think it's been like 6 weeks. And so the car's just been sitting. I've just been getting in parts like the steering wheel and other stuff that I shot in the video before this one. And so here's the car, as you guys saw before. I'm gonna see if I can show you guys how it looks under. As you can see, there's no transmission. Everything's disconnected. Waiting to put it in. But that's how it is. The car doesn't run right now, won't start, battery's disconnected. Just waiting to put it in, basically. But here's the steering wheel, the GT500 steering wheel. Put that in. It's bolted on already. All the wiring's in. It's just airbag needs to go in. Airbag's right there. So, I mean, no rush. That's just the 2 bolts on the sides over here, like I showed when I did the interior swap. Interior's sick, but car hasn't ran for a while. So the story of how it just broke was my friend Nino, IG's Monkey Business. I'll put it in the description. He was moving out to Washington State about 2 months ago, and we had a little going away hang out with him and a few other friends. And so I headed out over there. It was about an hour and a half-ish away from where I live. And what happened was everything was fine. Went over there. I went with my cousin. Nothing wrong with the car. No signs of the car, having anything wrong with it for the 2 years I've owned it. Really nothing mechanical ever happened to it. So for this to be the first thing kind of sucked. But it was also like I've had the car for 2 years and nothing happened to it. Something was bound to happen, especially with my spirited driving. But so I don't know where to blame it. I found out that the transmission had already been changed before, because the transmission I took out had a bunch of markings that the other one I bought also had. So I just assumed, So I parked there. It actually happened as I was parking. I was already parked. I turned the car on, and then I started going to go because we were moving. So I went forward, did a U-turn, came back, started coasting, put my foot into the clutch. Clutch was all the way down, and then I was just coasting. Pulled the shifter from third into neutral, and as soon as I pulled it back, I felt something was completely different, since I'm so used to how my car shifts. And I stopped, still with my foot on the clutch all the way down, and it's still idled, whatever. And then I was like, crap, I don't know if it's still in third or if it actually went into neutral, because the shifter would just move around like it was loose, basically. Like I couldn't put it into any gear. It would look like it was going to gear. I could make it look like it would, but I could just move it over. Like it wouldn't click in, like it wouldn't lock. And then so I let go of the clutch, car stalled. So I was like, crap, it's in gear. Turned it on, it turns on fine. I could move it in third, but that was it. Like I couldn't do anything else. I couldn't shift. And you gotta remember, I'm over an hour away from my house, and the only way to get back home is on the freeway, and my car's straight piped. So that really didn't work out for me. I had to get the car towed. Waited about another hour and a half, 2 hours for the tow truck to get there. The tow wasn't too expensive. My insurance covered most of it, but I still had to pay a little amount of money. Got home. The ride home was kind of bad. I mean, I didn't really realize my car was, broken until, believe it or not, like until I was taking out the transmission. Because I saw a stock blue California Special, and it reminded me of how when I first bought my car, and that's when it really hit me. I was like, crap, my car's dead. But you can see I have all this stuff here. Just a matter of putting it on. And I used to not daily my car. I used to daily it a long time ago when I first bought it. I think it was like the first year I used to daily it. Then I kind of stopped. I just didn't really drive it every day just because of the traffic from my house to school or whatever, or the weather. And now all I want to do is drive it, but gas is really expensive, so I don't know if I'm gonna daily it, but I am gonna daily it for like maybe a week or two, just so I can get back into it. So much stuff is happening to it right now. As you saw, I put the steering wheel in, transmission's going in. I have another random parts that I showed in the previous video that needs to go in, and I mean, there's not much else. It's just a waiting game. It's more of a heartbreak than a headache because the transmission itself isn't too difficult to remove. I mean, it was a learning process. I didn't know how to do this at all, but my dad has done transmissions before in his cars. He's had other cars. I don't think he ever did it on his old Mustang, but I think he did it on his Nova and some other cars. He didn't really tell me, but he really told me what to do step by step. He's like, disconnect from the drive shaft, disconnect the transmission from the car, disconnect all these connections. And so it's just a lot of patience and somewhat time consuming. But the biggest problem we've had is weather. As you can see right now, the day is nice, but it's not always like that. It's been raining often, and we don't have a garage. We just have the driveway because we turned the garage into a dining room. So we have the garage door, as you guys have seen in other videos, but we don't have a garage. It's just, the door is literally just for show. And it sucks. We'll just leave it plain at that. It sucks, but we're almost back. I'm planning to have the car on the road in less than a week from now, and I couldn't be happier, to be honest. And I was at a point where I almost wanted to sell it. I just wanted to get rid of it. I wanted something that drives. I wanted something that worked. And I was in the mindset. I was already like, I'm selling it. I'm going to fix it, and I'm going to sell it. And now it's just like I bought more stuff for it while it was sitting, which probably isn't the best idea. Your first goal should probably be to fix the car. But deals came up, and I couldn't, help myself. So bought the parts, put the steering wheel on. Thankfully, I've had the help from my dad. I wouldn't really know what to do with the transmission if I didn't have my dad. So I'm not gonna lie and say, oh yeah, I knew how to do everything when I didn't. But now I have a pretty good idea of how to change transmissions if I ever really needed to do it again. So my plan with the broken one is to keep it, get it rebuilt, and just store it away in case the day ever comes when I need to change it again, which hopefully I won't need to. But in terms of what the plan is for the car, right now it's more of a standstill. I just want the car to run. I just want to drive the car. I'm just gonna put on whatever parts I have for the interior, call it a day, put the transmission on, be done with it, and just drive it. Just drive it and drive it and drive it, and then we'll see what happens later on. You can't really see, but this is the GT500 bumper I was talking about. It's just sitting back here. It's black. Let me see if I can get a better angle of it. I got a lot of stuff here, so I can't really move it. And then there's the roof, and the doors are right here. So, like I said before, I have everything. It's just a lot of stuff to do right now. And then the weather doesn't help, like I mentioned before, and school doesn't really help. Being so busy with school, but I am trying my best to do everything in a timely manner. It's just a lot of time, and I need something that's drivable, and thankfully I have the Explorer that I drive. If not, I'd really be screwed. But that's basically what's wrong with the car. This is why the car's on jack stands, and it's been on jack stands for I don't even know how long. The car hasn't touched asphalt in way too long, way more than any car enthusiast would want their car to be on jack stands, especially if it's not for a modification. I wish it was for a modification. I was installing like a carbon fiber drive shaft or something, but no, I'm stuck changing out transmission. So if your car or 0509 Mustang or GT, because I don't know how the V6 is, but I'm pretty sure it's really similar. I know it's not the same transmission, but if the transmission ever goes out on you, I'd say go to a junkyard or any parts shop, try to get a transmission. It would cost you less to do it yourself as long as you have the right tools and you're patient, because I went to shops to get quoted and it's a lot of money, especially if you just to get it swapped. It would cost me a few $100s, between $600 to $900, and that's without buying a transmission. So you're going to be spending over $1,000 just to get your car running again. But if you buy a transmission for a few $100s and do it yourself, you're going to be spending less than $800 altogether to do it. But also, it might take more time. So you have to see what's in your best interest. For me, it was to do it here because my dad knew how to do it and he was going to teach me how. And now I'd say I have an 85% grasp of how to do it. But I mean, what he told me is if I didn't have him, I probably would have had to go to a shop and get it done and paid that amount of money, but thankfully I didn't. So for all of you who might encounter this problem, hopefully you don't, but might, your best bet is to go get one and put it on yourself. All you really need is a ratchet, maybe some power tools, and sockets, basically. Flathead screwdriver. There wasn't much, honestly. It's like, I'll show you some of the tools I was using. So I was just using like sockets, extensions. What was this? Oh, it's like a little angle kit, the impact sockets or whatever for my impact gun. It's just so some bolts, they're like kind of tilted, so you have to use these to get into it and it'll lock into place and you can do it. So it's not that many like tools you need. We did have to go buy, I spent like $30 on a new set of sockets, but nothing really crazy. The most expensive part is the transmission, but you can do it yourself. So I encourage all of you who are encountering this problem to do it yourself. You're gonna save a ton of money that you can spend later on mods. So thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment below if you have any questions, and also you can DM me on my Instagram at ssinative. Feel free to ask any questions about the car, any questions about the transmission and how it's going, and thanks for watching.